Okay y'all, I'm just gonna start off with my Baby Skin Primer by Maybelline and my Professional Primer by Benefit. I just want to give you guys a little disclaimer. I did shoot this video originally with my microphone, but it turns out it was not on the entire time, so I will be doing a voiceover. To cover up any skin discoloration, I'm going to be taking my Orange Corrector by LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is great for any dark spots. To blend it out, I'm going to be using my Real Techniques corrector brush. For foundation today, I'm going to be using a Fenty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation in the shade 340. To apply my foundation, I'm going to be using the Shany M33 brush, and I like to apply my Pro Filter foundation one side at a time. After I apply foundation, I always like to go through with a damp sponge and go over that foundation I just applied, just to pick up any excess makeup. To set my foundation, I'm going to be using the Lancome Dual Finish Multitasking Powder. One of my favorite brushes to apply powder with is the It Brush's Unstoppable Powder Brush. This brush is really dense and soft, making it the perfect brush for evenly applying powders. I'm going to be using the Morphe concealers to highlight. I'm going to be using the shades C3.55 and C2.55 together. I like to apply the darker shade as the base, and then I put the lighter shade over the top of that to bring some more brightness to my under eye area. I really enjoy pre-blending, so to pre-blend, I'm going to be using the Morphe E8 brush. This is a contour brush, but it works really well for your under eye area as well. And now I'm just going to go in with my blending sponge, and this is just a generic blending sponge that I ordered off of Amazon. I definitely like using a sponge for the under eye area to give you a really smooth finish and to pick up excess makeup to relieve that cakey look. Right now, I'm just going to finish highlighting my face. I'm going to place that concealer on my forehead, down the center of my nose, and on my chin. Everywhere where I want the light to focus. And I'm going to be using the same Morphe E8 brush to blend that out as well. Don't come for me, but I'm going in with another concealer to lighten up my under eye, and this is the e.l.f. Cameo Concealer in the shade Medium Beige. I really like a really bright under eye, and if that's not you, you can just skip this step. You can already tell the difference, like look how bright and awake that eye looks compared to the other one. I don't want to bake, I just want to set, so I'm going to go in with my Juvia's Place powder in Kalahari, and I'm just going to go over wherever I highlighted very lightly. This Zoeva 105 brush is really a highlighter brush, but I really love it for setting underneath my eyes because of how pointed it is. To contour, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick in the shade Warm Earth. I like a super contoured forehead, so I'm going to go kind of heavy on the forehead with the contour. Just a fair warning. To blend this contour out, I like using a very small, precise brush, and I'm going to be using this brush from BH Cosmetics. It is a number 4 brush, and it is just perfect for getting into all those hard to reach areas. I told you guys that I wanted a super heavy contour on my forehead because I like to make my forehead look as small as possible. Next, I'm taking my Makeup Revolution banana powder, and I'm just going to place that directly underneath my eyes with my Real Techniques setting brush. To add some more depth to my contour, I'm taking my Fenty Sunstalker Instant Warm Bronzer in Mocha Mommy, and I'm just going to be applying that into the hollows of my cheeks. I'm going to be applying the contour with my Zoeva 109 Luxe Face Paintbrush. For bronzer, I'm taking the Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Maui Nights, and I'm going to be applying that with my True Beauty bronzer brush that I purchased off of Amazon. So I just want to carve out my cheekbone, so I'm going to go in with my Juvia's Place Kalahari powder, and I'm just going to place that right underneath my cheekbones. If you have been here from the beginning of my journey, you know how important this step is to me. Once all my powders are on my face, I love to go in with a setting spray just to have all those powders melt and blend together more easily. So for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using the ABH Modern Renaissance palette, and the first shade that I'm dipping into is the shade Realgar with my Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush. I'm going to be using this shade as my transition shade. For my crease, I'm going to be using red ochre, and I'm going to be applying that with my Morphe M507 brush. We're going to take our Zoeva 227 brush to blend those two shades together. I cut this clip down a lot, but I spent quite some time blending. So blending is very, very important. The next shade I'm going in with is Cyprus Umber, and I'm just going to apply that with my Real Techniques shading brush. It's a very, very fluffy brush, and it's really good with getting into the outer V's of your eyes, or really small spaces. To blend that out, I'm going to be taking my same brush from earlier, my Zoeva 227 brush, without adding any extra product. To further buff that shade into my outer V, I'm going to be using my Morphe M507 brush, and this brush is so small, so dense that it really, really helps with getting to those hard to reach places. So a really good brush to use for your cut crease is the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 3 brush, and I'm just going to be taking that with my e.l.f. 69 Camo Concealer in medium beige, and I'm just going to carve out my crease. For our lid shade, we're going to be using the shade Primavera, and we're going to be applying that with the Morphe M124 brush. So So taking the shader brush from earlier, we're just gonna blend the shade Cyprus Umber with the shade Primavera. So right over that shade Primavera, I'm gonna apply a roll-on glitter by NYX, and this is the shimmer roll-on glitter in the shade Salmon. So I've basically already applied the eyeliner to one of my eyes, and I'm going to be doing the other one on camera. I'm going to be using the NYX Electric Blue eyeliner. As you guys can see, it is very, very blue. So the eyeliner is on, and I am extremely pleased with how it turned out because, as you guys can tell, I'm posing. For eyeliner, I'm going to be using the NYX Jumbo Pencil in the shade Milk. This is a white eyeliner, and I don't know, I've been liking using white eyeliners or nude eyeliners lately. For my under eye, I'm going to be taking the shade Cyprus Umber on a Morphe M326 brush, and I'm just going to be buffing it out right underneath that milk. For my inner tear duct, I'm going to be applying the shade Primavera with my Morphe M326 brush. For blush, I'm going to be taking the Sigma F55 brush along with the e.l.f. blush palette, and I'm just going to be applying those two shades at the top. I'm going to mix those together and apply those now. I love how subtle it starts applying like right away, but I'm just going to build up the coverage a little bit, but you can already tell how good it's going to look. For highlighter, I'm using the MAC Hyper Real Glow palette and Get It Glowing Gold, and I'm going to be applying that with my Morphe M510 brush. Honestly, I think applying highlighter is like my absolute favorite part of makeup. So the very next thing that I'm gonna do is create my molds. I'm gonna be using the ABH Brow Powder Duo in Auburn and my Bare Minimals Essential Liner brush. I'm going to be using the NARS Lonely Heart Velvet Matte Lip Pencil, and then I'm going to be placing over that my MAC Please Me lipstick, and then right over that is going to be my Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Ashton. And I am going to top that lip look off with my NYX lip gloss in the shade Sweetheart.